Hey guys, it's Sarah from Northern Michigan Soap Company. Today we're going to be making our Lake Michigan Beach Fire Soap, which uses the hanger swirl. We're going to go ahead and add our lye solution to our oils. We're going to mix this up and bring it to emulsion, and we'll speed it up for you. We're ready to mix our colors, and we're going to start with the Winter White by Nurture Soap. We're going to move on to adding soap to the Brandy's Blue, which is also by Nurture Soap. And here we have the Brilliant Blue. This one here is a combination of the Winter White Mica as well as the Snowflake Sparkle Mica, and also has Intergalactic Glitter, which all of these colored micas are from Nurture Soap. And then we have the Activated Charcoal. I'm going to start mixing these up from lightest to darkest. And I know this can be boring, so I'll go ahead and speed this up for you as well. Okay, so now that all of our colors are mixed up, we are ready to start pouring our layers. So first we're starting with the Winter White, and we are going to be layering all of our colors because that is how we're going to be getting the flame effect in our soap. And it's supposed to be reminding you of having a fire on the beach. And I'll show you how we're going to do that in just a minute. And if you've never had a fire on the beach, I guess you're missing out, because it's one of the popular activities to do here in northern Michigan in the summertime. There's a few beaches around here that are pretty popular amongst our friends who like to go fairly often in the summer and watch the sun go down over Lake Michigan. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing here. I know that the mold's slightly out of frame. However, the soap is starting to set up and I have to move quickly. As you can see here with the blue, it's starting to get really thick, and sometimes when your soap starts to get thick or starts to seize, if you give it a brisk stir, then sometimes it'll relax enough to where it's easier to work with. And so that's what I'm doing here. And now I have a little bit of space. I can move this around and get this in frame so you can see better. So back to our fire on the beach conversation. I want to know if you have ever experienced a campfire on the beach. You can comment above in the card that will pop up right now. And if you have, I'd like you to comment in the comments below of your favorite beach. If you haven't noticed already, as you can see, there's 2 containers of each color, and I keep them separate for the different molds. I have 1 container of color per mold, and I do that so I can be sure to keep the amounts accurate, so that way they're both the same. As you can see here, this is starting to get pretty thick, and by giving it this brisk stir, it makes it more fluid. I'm trying my best here to get all this soap to be even throughout, which can get kind of tricky when your soap starts to set up and is as thick as this is. But using this spatula to kind of even it out and getting it all in the corners, it'll make a really nice sharp contrast between the colors once we're finished. And I love the variety of different sizes in this spatula kit, which I actually bought on Amazon, and I'll go ahead and link that below for you guys. So you guys can go ahead and pick some up if you're interested in them. And I am an Amazon affiliate, which means that by you purchasing through my link, I get a little bit of a commission from your purchase. It doesn't affect you in any way at all, but it's just like Amazon saying, you know, to me, thank you for referring our business over to them. And to that commission that I would get helps support this show. So if you like what I'm doing here by doing these YouTube videos for you, that is one way that you can help support me in doing this, which of course I appreciate very much. Here we're only going to be adding about half of the activated charcoal, and I will show you why. This is the hanger that I am going to be using to make our hanger swirl. And I'm going to be going up and down throughout the whole thing. And this is what is giving our flame effect. And the reason why I only used half the activated charcoal is because I wanted a little bit of the black to go down in that hanger swirl. However, I want the top to be a solid black, and I didn't want any of the color to be coming up to the surface. We're going to be repeating the same steps on the second one that we did on the last. Using this hanger swirl technique, you really have to think about how you want the finished product to look, because that hanger swirl is dragging the soap wherever it goes. So you really have to envision the shapes that you want as you're going through. And you also have to think of how many you want. So I'm just going to cover up the last bit of this color with the last of my activated charcoal, and then we are going to move on to giving this a textured top. One good thing about working with a soap that has a thicker trace is that you don't have to sit around and wait for it to set up a whole bunch before you start working with a textured top. think of having a campfire, at the base of the fire is the coals. So the purpose of having this textured top with the overall look of the soap is to have that effect of the coals on the bottom. So all I'm doing is I'm taking the back of the spoon and I'm scooping the soap. So this about finishes up the look that I'm after with the textured top, and then all we have to do is add a little bit of pizzazz. So here's the Snowflake Sparkle Mica, and we're going to be adding this to the top. Just going to sprinkle it here in this little strainer, and this will prevent it from coming out in big globs and give it more of an even coating all across the tops of the bars. That is it for this batch. We're going to go ahead and slide it in our oven for 18 to 24 hours. We'll come back and cut it tomorrow. Okay guys, it is now time to cut. I actually let this sit for 2 days before I unmolded it. So let's see what it looks like on the inside. Wow, it turned out so pretty. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below. Pull one right out of the center here. Oh man, look at that. It's gorgeous. Well, that's all I have for today. Thanks guys for watching. And you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up if you like this video. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.